This video is long and will be split into chapters, which you can find by dragging the CTI or checking the description. I will try my best to fully explain everything that has happened over the past month or so regarding Mrbeast and his company, in one entire video. And remember to comment if I've missed anything, because we have so much to cover in such a short amount of time. With that being said, let's get into it. Mrbeast is the most subscribed channel on YouTube at this point in time, with 308 million subscribers as of August 2024. He created his channel in 2012, when he was 13 years old, and later became well known for his massive cash giveaways, charity work and challenge videos. He has allegedly helped many people worldwide, especially those living in poverty, and as a result has become a well-respected figure on the internet. He targets his videos towards children, which make up the majority of his audience. Mrbeast has painted himself as a hero to the world, which is a problem as his young audience believes he couldn't possibly do any harm. This mindset is dangerous, and makes it almost impossible for him to be cancelled, despite his disgusting actions behind the scenes. Ava Kris Tyson, who we will call Kris for the sake of this video, was highly involved in Mrbeast videos, being a recurring character. In 2023 she transitioned from male to female, which was quite controversial at the time considering she had a wife and a 3-year-old son, and seemingly abandoned them. I couldn't find anything confirming she is still active in her son's life, so take the abandonment claim with a grain of salt. Around the same time, a lot of evidence came out about Kris on Twitter, along with some questionable tweets, such as this one, this racist meme, this tweet, and this one as well. There were so many more weird tweets, but they are hard to find considering everything has been deleted. It was honestly mainly edgy 2016 stuff, nothing too extreme. However, recently, some more disgusting evidence has resurfaced, revealing that Kris Tyson actually owned a drawing from an artist who was known for creating inappropriate drawings of children. Kris literally tweeted about it herself, which is really weird because why would you own a suggestive drawing of a child when you're a legal adult? You're no better than a PDF file. Not to mention she interacted with PDF file art a lot, literally saying a 4-year-old looks good at one point. You can't justify that. And then, the art that she bought was seen on the wall of a shared apartment in a YouTube video. Why is an inappropriate picture of a child on your wall? Owning it is one thing, but displaying it is another. People have known about Kris acting in a predatory way for years, but have only recently decided to take action, and so Mrbeast issued a statement.
Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mrbeast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based on their findings.
Basically, he fired her, but in a tweet, Kris said she decided to personally step away, so people are quite confused, because it isn't clear whether Mrbeast fired her, or she stepped away. Regardless, I just want to make it clear that Mrbeast knew what Kris was doing the entire time, and only spoke up because things resurfaced. Both Mrbeast and Kris were in a Discord server where they spoke to minors in a questionable manner, which we will cover later. He is trying to make it seem like he was completely unaware of her actions, but he knew the entire time, and even engaged in some things himself. Mrbeast hired a convicted PDF file who did something I cannot say but I'm sure you know. Yes, he hired a criminal, and it has been confirmed by many sources. His nickname is Delaware, and Mrbeast hired him fully aware of the circumstances. Before being hired, he sat down with Jimmy and his mother and explained everything to them. They agreed to let Delaware be in a video because they needed people. It's so messed up because Mrbeast's channel is literally for children, Yet he willingly hired someone who did something unacceptable to a child. What's even worse is that to hide Delaware's identity, they covered his face with a mask so no one would find out who he really is. It's so messed up. I understand the concept of giving someone another chance, but I don't think it applies when you're talking about letting a PDF file appear on a kid's channel. I personally don't understand the American justice system, but apparently the only reason Delaware didn't get any jail time was because he took a plea deal. There's a clip from an ex-employee that you guys need to see. It confirms everything so far.
I'm outside Mrbeast studio right now. Here's a cornfield. I'll explain that tomorrow. I've just been driving by looking to see, is there an FBI raid going on? What's happening? My name's Dawson. I worked at Mrbeast from February to May of this year, 2024. Kris is the tip of the iceberg. And when Jake the Viking says Mrbeast knew, yeah, Mrbeast knew. I heard many times that Ava Kris Tyson is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything Mrbeast is done.
So Mrbeast knew about Kris' actions for years but didn't do anything. Some messages have been found from a couple of years ago from Kris Tyson's Discord server, where the age limit was 13 with most of the moderators being minors. Kris openly advertised the artist we previously mentioned to minors in that server, and also created weird scenarios related to children under the age of 18. They had a NSFW channel in the server which was highly inappropriate considering anyone was able to view it. Kris kept this channel despite knowing the people accessing it were children. Her response to being asked to remove it or at least hide it from the minors in the server was, "What am I, a parent? It's your server, so it's your responsibility to protect the people in it." She was fully aware that most of her and Mrbeast's audience were under the age of 18. Kris took it a step further by role-playing with minors in a certain unacceptable way. Why would you say this to a 13-year-old? It's been so clear for years that Kris is a PDF file, and people are only opening their eyes now. Someone said that they were 12 and literally nothing changed. No action was taken. And what about this message where she says, "I like my PlayStations around 13 years old"? You know what she actually means. And here's a screenshot of Mrbeast talking in the server. I don't have a problem with what they are discussing. What I have a problem with is the fact that children are seeing this, and as content creators they should know better and should have continued this conversation in direct messages. This conversation also reveals that Mrbeast not only knew about what Kris was doing, but actively endorsed it. But it gets worse. Some old Reddit threads, Snapchat messages and Tumblr posts involving Kris Tyson have been discovered, and they are very concerning. This reply in particular, where she said 14-year-olds always stay 14, is alarming. And this one is something a PDF file would do. He also referenced that artist again. The red box shows her reply. This one is very degrading and disgusting. The fact that Kris willingly said these things publicly should be concerning enough, but she also reached out to minors on Snapchat and engaged in questionable conversations. I guess this could also be seen as a form of grooming since she is preying on the vulnerability and innocence of a child. Why are you sending a 14-year-old this emoji? And the fact that she deleted her account after these messages were released is an even bigger red flag. I also found this Tumblr repost where she reposted this meme related to assaulting a child, but I'm not surprised at this point. And I also found this repost which I thought was quite degrading again. Some opinions should be kept to yourself. Mrbeast is hosting an Amazon game show called the BeastGames where 1,000 contestants compete for $5 million. However, eliminated contestants have come forward to talk about their experience participating on the show, and it's not good. Apparently, Mrbeast forced the contestants to work in dangerous and life-threatening conditions. For legal reasons, this is all alleged. Apparently, there weren't any medical staff on the site, which is dangerous enough in of itself. But one contestant went 24 hours without any medication which resulted in a seizure. and there weren't any medical professionals able to aid them. Someone stated that basic essentials were scarce, such as food, and the production was disorganized. Water was allegedly hard to get, and instead contestants were given cans of liquid death, which is iced tea, and Feastables, which is Mrbeast's chocolate brand, for sponsored content. Also, according to the New York Times, more than a dozen people were injured when filming the first part of the show. Someone was left bruised and bleeding without any help, and there were multiple hospitalizations. Before the show started, the participants had to hand in belongings like phones, medication, and even underwear. People with medical needs were promised their medication, but one diabetic competitor didn't receive their insulin until hours after it needed to be taken, and another was denied the food needed to take with their medicine. Some were also completely denied theirs, and as a result there were multiple cases of vomiting and passing out. In terms of food, contestants were given 2 400-calorie meals a day, and one person reported going 20 hours without food, whilst others reported having to fight for food. They were also only allowed 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day. So, the conditions were allegedly very dangerous, and probably worse than you think, since everyone involved had signed a non-disclosure agreement, meaning only a few people have spoken out. Mrbeast is mass deleting comments on his newest video, even if it's only slightly negative. He is clearly trying to cover up his actions and stop his young audience from finding out what he did. People have been trying to get past the filter by shortening their comments, but no one is actually able to say much. If you filter the comments by newest first, they are all positive. Isn't it weird that millions of people are turning against Mrbeast yet his comments remain normal? It's not a coincidence. He is purposely blocking certain words and as a result sheltering his audience. He is practically untouchable at this point. He hasn't lost subscribers, only gained them. And YouTube will obviously also help protect him, since he is making Google so much money. One former Mrbeast employee, who has a channel named dogpack404, made 2 videos highlighting his experience working for Mrbeast's company. The videos were very eye-opening and revealed how Mrbeast is purposely manipulating his audience. Both videos got over 10 million views and reached a large number of people. As a result, Mrbeast panicked and decided to take legal action with a cease and desist notice. The company accused Dogpack of disclosing sensitive information and business operations, as well as breaching his contracts. Additionally, YouTube also shadow banned the video titled "I worked for Mrbeast, he's a fraud," so it can only be found through links. All of this was in an attempt to silence Dogpack. And then Mrbeast doubled down and sent another cease and desist. If he was really innocent, then why would he be trying so hard to silence others? It doesn't make sense and only looks bad on his behalf. I think it's common knowledge that Mrbeast's videos are somewhat fake, but I never imagined them to be faked to this extent. For example, an ex-employee stated that the 100 Boys vs 100 Girls video had scripted results to avoid being sexist. In 100 Boys vs Girls, we were told it would be a PR problem if the boys won by a lot. Also, we didn't have enough girls to film, so several Mrbeast employees stepped in, but most had to get out almost immediately. So production was told to get more boys out to make it closer. Also, the people in his challenges are rarely random subscribers. They are mostly just friends and workers. In one of his videos, Mrbeast includes his girlfriend as a random subscriber as well. All of this put together defeats the point of Mrbeast's videos, as they are all rigged and aren't really challenges. The people competing are well off and don't actually need the money. An illegal, or fake lottery is defined as a gambling game where people pay money for a chance to win prizes, however no prizes are actually given out. In other words, people are tricked into gambling for nothing. Mrbeast has hosted many illegal lotteries, and it's one of the worst things he has done. For instance, in 2020 he live-streamed him and his friends signing shirts that viewers bought. In the stream, which is now private, Mrbeast said he would sign any shirt bought during the stream, and that one person would receive $1,000 with a shirt if they bought it within the next 5 minutes. However, he kept changing the time scale and prizes, saying someone would win a Tesla with their shirt in the next 30 seconds, or $500 with it in the next 10 minutes.
5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. Hey Daryl, don't we owe someone $1,000?
We do.
Yeah, so All right, so the newest order, in 30 seconds, we are going to put $1,000 in your package.
It became obvious that there wasn't an actual prize and Mr. Beast was just trying to make as much profit as possible. His shirts were around $40 each, and he sold nearly 70,000. So 70,000 multiplied by 40 gives us $2.8 million in profits. But he probably earned more from advertisements during the stream and other sources. Reddit users also came forward with their experiences. I won a PlayStation 4 through YouTube comments and have not been contacted by Mr. Beast. I won in the 24-hour stream and Mr. Beast didn't give me anything. I tried to contact his team so many times and they just ignore my messages. I never got the prize I won from the live stream. I spent money I honestly didn't have for 5 shirts at different times. I received 2 orders but no prize. I was hoping for at least a couple of things for Christmas for my family. Mr. Beast's giveaway streams were a form of gambling. People were spending money on the shirts in hopes of getting a large prize. And it wasn't even just adults. Most of Mr. Beast's audience are under the age of 13. So he is normalizing and promoting gambling to his young audience, which is obviously going to harm them in the long run.
I don't know who this is, but you just got a pair of AirPods. Oh my gosh, we're not making money. Guys, we need to stop giving everyone something.
We've just lost like 7
almost
grand.
everything that someone's bought, we've put something in their pack.
That's obviously a lie. There is absolutely no way they gave 70,000 people $500. It's a very shady way of trying to manipulate viewers into purchasing more shirts so that they have a higher chance of winning. I wish YouTube took action at the time, but it was unfortunately pushed under the rug. Feastables is Mr. Beast's chocolate and snack company. He has used gambling to promote it, including a play-to-win website. Mr. Beast promotes obesity and disease by encouraging people to buy more Feastables to win big prizes. This becomes an issue when you have to buy more for a higher chance to win. It's only a problem because Mr. Beast initially advertised Feastables as being a healthy chocolate bar, but the only remotely healthy part about it is the calories. And just because something is low in calories doesn't mean it's necessarily good for you. I actually have a personal experience with Feastables. My sister loves it, but personally I think it's pretty mid. I tried the Crunch Milk chocolate bar and it just tastes like any other chocolate. It didn't meet my expectations at all. But the thing is, it's so expensive as well. I just don't think it's worth the price compared to other chocolate bars, especially in this economy. The way Mr. Beast decided to promote Feastables is also very weird. I need your help. The next time you see Feastables in Walmart, if you could clean up the presentation and make it look better, that'd make me very happy. I'm building a team to do this routinely, just need help in the short term. On the website it stated there would be a chance to win $5,000 for cleaning the racks as well. Mr. Beast, in reality, was simply exploiting his audience into making Feastables look more appealing so that he would get more sales. Young, impressionable kids fell for this, and got nothing in return. I can only imagine the number of retail employees bombarded by children begging for Feastables to be restocked so they could clean the shelves. It's a wild thing to ask your child audience to do, and it's honestly weird. I've never seen anything like this before. At one point, Mr. Beast also sold batches of Feastables with the claim that 10 people would win a golden ticket to his chocolate factory and, as a result, be in one of his videos. Kind of like that book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, except in reality it was completely rigged and Mr. Beast actually just sent the winning bars to people he wanted to be in the video. Imagine a kid buying a chocolate bar because they think they have a chance of entering Mr. Beast's chocolate factory, only to realize it's a total scam. It's not fair to the people that bought so many chocolate bars in hopes of winning, and consequently spending lots of cash, for an opportunity that was never legitimate. Take this section with a grain of salt because not everything has been 100% confirmed. A channel named Ty-Or uploaded this video titled "I worked for Mr. Beast, he's a thief." Some people were skeptical about the video because the creator also started a GoFundMe for $1.7 million, which is wild, but they provided a lot of evidence, so for the most part it seems pretty legit. What happened was they received a follow-up email in February from someone on Mr. Beast's team. He found it strange as apparently he hadn't ever contacted them, but excitedly posted about it on Facebook. Keep in mind, this all happened in February, before all the drama, so it seems more believable. They emailed back and forth and it was decided that Ty-Or would fly out to one of their studios for a quote-unquote vibe check. Before flying out, he was given a video prompt and asked to write about how he envisioned it. He independently wrote up an outline about a video about a dangerous trap room, and sent it to them. When he got to their studio, he fully explained the video outline to Mrbeast's team, and they apparently loved it. He wrote out a fully detailed plan and it was approved by the higher-ups in the company. He basically wrote all of his ideas for a video on a whiteboard. But, when he left, he received this email. Unfortunately, we have decided not to move forward with your candidacy at this time. We really appreciate you coming out and vibing with us. We would consider you for a role like this in the future, but the timing isn't quite right. Now, take a look at this image of the video plan he scripted out. And now take a look at the tweet from Mrbeast. Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Go watch. Is it not literally the exact same thing?
Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Go watch. Take a look at this picture. Take a good, hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Does it remind you of anything you've seen remotely close to it? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Everything. Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. I didn't get paid a single dime.
Honestly, he has a right to be upset. Mrbeast's team stole his video idea and paid him nothing at all for his work. Mrbeast is a millionaire and clearly has the money to be able to pay him, but his company willingly decided not to. In conclusion, Mrbeast seemingly isn't as heroic as he tries to portray himself as. Behind the scenes, judging by the evidence we've seen, he is a master manipulator, liar and hypocrite.